Did your life turn out different than you imagined as a young man?
Oh yes, completely.
How did you imagine your life to be?
I was always interested in aviation ever since the time I was in the elevator when I was going into the hospital and told it was an airplane. My dad took me when I was a teenager for a flight around Chicago, and it was just a sightseeing flight in a small plane. And I just started to build all kinds of airplane models. And then I got into reading, there used to be magazines, this was before World War II. It was World War I, which had the beginning of aviation and war, where they had these aces that were called, and there would be these pulp magazines that would feature the Germans against the Americans or the British. And they would have these dog fights between these planes. And they'd be like gentlemen fighters. They would wear these scarves. They'd be in open cockpits. And if one damaged the other one and you see he was losing control, they were so supposedly the type of people that would let him bail out safely as long as they got rid of the adversary by knocking the plane out of commission. So there was a lot of stories written about World War I aviation, and I was really into that. And when the war came along, that's when I decided that,
Where's your chance?
well, even before the war came along, I was thinking of becoming an aeronautical engineer. And I was in high school, and then the war came along, and I only had 1 year of junior college before I went into the service. And then we got married before I went overseas, so it was difficult to go to school, although I tried going to night school for a while, and I couldn't stay awake. My dad wanted me to learn the restaurant business, so I ended up in the restaurant business, which I disliked mightily. So that's basically what I ended up with, and I never got anywhere with the other.
So did you not pursue flying because in those days you did what your parents expected of you and you didn't want to disappoint your dad? Was that basically the reason that you ended up in the restaurant business?
Well, I would say that's part of it, but the other part is that I had responsibility. I had a wife at the age of 19, and we had to have some kind of a income, and as I say, I tried going to school for a while, but it just wasn't in the cards. But it was worth it, getting married and having a wonderful life for all these years with my sweetheart. So I have no complaints.